Hi, it's Leithia from Farmview Creators. Today let's work on the Bluebonnet Floral Flag Sign from the Rust Covered Cottage by Christina. We've worked on the Black-Eyed Susans before, but now we're going to work on the Bluebonnets because they're blue and I love blue. It's my favorite color. So I'm getting all of the pieces separated, and I'm going to start with Van Dyke Brown on the star background piece and the frame. Just one coat of that with my staining sponge. Well, two on that star piece, but just one on the frame. Let that dry really well, and I'm going to do a base coat of Farmhouse linen on the flowers, just because I want my blue to be really bright, and I'm hoping that this base coat will allow me to only do one coat of the color, and that way it will stay more bright and vibrant. Then I'm going to use that same sponge dauber to add my white on two of the stripes and the behind the stars. I'm going to do two coats of that. The Farmhouse linen is a chalk style paint, so it's a little thinner. It does not have a built-in top coat. It goes on with a matte finish. I'm cleaning up some where I got it, where I did not want it, and then I'm going to dry that because I do not want it to be wet while I put my my next paint on. I'm going to use Mulberry, which is a mineral acrylic from Couture. I'm using up the very last of this small jar, but I have another one and it's a bigger size because I love Mulberry. It is just a wonderful deep kind of old school Santa vintagey red shade. Trying to be really careful going along those edges, and I do better painting edges in a certain direction. So I just flipped my board, and then I will get that third, and I'm only going to put one coat of this mineral acrylic on, kind of cleaning up some where I went out of the lines. And then getting that last stripe, had to switch to my new container because that small one just wasn't gonna make it. Just going down that line first and then filling it in, making sure I have nice stroke lines down the stripe, and then cleaning up some spots that either had white or red where they didn't need, and then using my weeding tool to clean out the grooves between the stripes, and I wanted to make sure that I did not have colors in the wrong place when I put that upper layer on. I'm going in with FolkArt Crackle medium, which I normally have a lot of success with this. You just have to make sure that you shake it, but not with this paint. The last two times I've used it, I've not had success, and we'll talk about that more in a minute. For my green, I am using Vintage Moss, and because I have that base coat of Farmhouse linen, I only had to do one coat of the Vintage Moss. I'm going through and hitting all the stems all the way up through the Bluebonnets, and then those third layer pieces that make it more 3D. I'm choosing my brush. I wanted a small round tip flat brush. Put some Midnight Blue and just a little bit of Queen's Court just to brighten up. Midnight Blue is it dries more of a navy than what it looks in the container. It looks like royal blue in the container, but it dries navy, and I didn't want navy flowers. So that's another reason I use that white-ish base coat, and then I mixed just a little bit of Queen's Court. I really wanted it to be more of a royal blue, but I really love how it came out, so I'm happy with it. I did mix up a little too much, but that happens. So I just had to put one layer on that, went back in and hit some spots where I got blue where I didn't need it, and then I'm taking just Queen's Court and the smallest fan brush that I have and just slightly brushing it inward from the edges of the flowers to give it that more dimension And I did tap off that fan brush on the side a little bit before I went in on those flowers. So I sanded down my stripes just to give it more of a worn vintagey feel. Should have changed out my wipe. It kind of smeared some red, but it's okay because I went in with my Debi's DIY Dark Wax and then buffed some of that out with my with a new baby wipe. And I'm going to go in with Abyss over that FolkArt Crackle medium, and it does not crackle. It did not crackle on the brown-eyed Susan that I did. And I think after talking with my sister-in-law from Row 12 Creations, I think it's because the mineral acrylic has a built-in top coat. That's the only thing we can think of. So instead of having crackle, I just sanded it off, and it was very easy because it has that layer in between. It was very easy to sand it off and not take any of the stain. Went back in and added a little more paint where it kind of peeled off a little too much for me. And then I'm going over all the pieces with dead flat top coat just to make sure that there is no shine. I am going to test the FolkArt Crackle medium with a different color of mineral acrylic paint, just to test the theory that it is the mineral acrylic top coat built in that causes it not to crackle. I know I've had success using the Crackle medium with the Farmhouse linen chalk style paint. So I don't know, we'll see. I'll keep you posted. Just using my art glitter glue to adhere everything. I like the art glitter glue because it gives me a little wiggle room to kind of slide things around if I don't like where they are. Making sure I have my corners all where they need to be and lined up. Then I used a card detailing paintbrush, I think, from Amazon. It came in a big pack just to get some of the gooped up blue out from the stars. And then there you go. I love how it turned out. I hope you do too. Look how pretty. I can't wait to hang it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, be sure to like and subscribe. Bye.